All right, it's a nice, beautiful day today. The weather is actually warmed up a little bit, but it's not hot by any means, so it feels great. But I figured today's video would be another like kind of behind the scenes, just kind of. I've been pretty open with you guys and like full disclosure about everything. So I figured, we'll just keep that pace going. And a lot of people were asking me, a lot of people are like really concerned, like, oh, the computer shop, it's a lot to get up and going, and then they're not profitable for a significant amount of time, and I don't necessarily need it to be. Obviously, everything that we do in business, we do it to make money, but it can grow slowly, and that's why I'm starting off small. I'm not like just jumping into opening, a big retail store with lots of employees. If anything, for right now, I don't want any employees anytime soon. Just me working the shop, super flexible, that kind of thing. So in the meantime, I've had my share of struggles with I own a construction company. It's mainly erosion control. So like silt ponds, doing silt fence, a little bit of grading, a little bit of dirt work, a little bit of haul off, that kind of thing. So I have been cutting down and selling off some of my assets because I've had a problem with employment. I've had a problem keeping employees. And at my level, I feel like a lot of times I'm struggling with these larger companies that keep raising their entry level pay. And so I keep raising my entry level pay, and then I end up raising my price. And then there's plenty of work out there. But the issue is it's like the quality of available employees in the workplace is declining. And I don't know why that is, and that's not what this video is about. Instead of me continually like beating my head against the wall and trying to find new people, because that's almost a full-time job in itself, trying to find reliable, knowledgeable, experienced employees. I'm just going to take a step back on my liability as well, because what I do does become, there's some risk involved. I do have to carry a few different kinds, or a policy with a few different kinds of like special exclusions on my insurance, and it gets a little expensive, especially the more people that you bring on. So currently right now, I just sold off 2 F-250s within the last couple months. So the only thing I have left for work is I have a F-350 dump truck, and it can only haul. It's technically rated for 5 tons in the back, but that's too much. So I typically haul about 4 tons with that. So if I'm doing like small gravel jobs, or if I use it a lot of times to haul off concrete, because that's another service that we do, is we install concrete washout pits, which is where after the concrete truck is done pouring, they have to clean the rest of the concrete out of the truck. So they pour it in the ground and wash out their truck. That's a washout pit. So a lot of times I'll go and break all that up with my machine and haul it off. And that's the truck I do it with. And it works really good. It's a little dump truck. Awesome. Gonna keep that one. I think it's about 120,000 miles. It's a V10. It's horrible on fuel, but I'm gonna keep it because it's very usable. It can also pull the equipment. And then I have a Dodge 2500 diesel. I use that to pull equipment as well. And it's pretty much like my daily driver work truck. I'm gonna keep that one. I don't have a lot invested into it. It was a salvage title truck, so I got it for a really good deal. Let's see, it's right over here. I'll show you that. So here's the dump truck. Just put two new tires on the back of that thing. And then here is that one. Not this one. That's my dad's F-150, but that one is the Dodge 2500 diesel. It is a 2-wheel drive, but the dump truck's a 4-wheel drive. It's always good to have at least one 4-wheel drive truck, especially if you get into a pickle. So I think I'm going to keep both of those trucks, even though I am scaled down to basically only one full-time worker, and that's me. I do have some guys that I can call from time to time and get some part-time help, and that's awesome, because every now and then I get into a little bit bigger jobs. But that's another thing, is I'm scaling back the jobs that I'm bidding. I'm only basically bidding jobs that I know I can do myself and get done in about a day to 2 days. That's because I'm about to post and put out there public hours for my computer shop. So that means I'm gonna have to be there on a set schedule. Right now I've just been all appointment only, super flexible, but I do want to have a set schedule. It's not gonna be a crazy schedule, only a couple days a week, and then everything else is still gonna be appointment only. So I still can be available on other days, but I do want some like set solid days. And with that being the case, I don't need to be bidding on jobs that take 3, 4, 5 days to get done, and I need a crew, a crew of 3 or 4 guys. It just doesn't make sense, because then I'd be away, and I don't know about you guys, but you know what happens if you're away from a job and you're supposed to be running the job. Bad things. So breakdowns, repairs, unnecessary risks are taken. But anyway, let's get back to it. So those are the 2 trucks. I'm going to be keeping those. I sold off 2 F-250s. I had an 05 6.0 diesel F-250. I sold that one off. And then I had an 03, and I sold that one off too. They were both in pretty decent shape. One of them had a little bit of like motor problems, but I sold it off really cheap. I didn't need them because I don't have the people anymore. I don't have multiple guys driving trucks every day. Just pulling it back, scaling it back. So I am going to be making less money, and I already have been making less money in the last few months on my construction side. And it's compounded by the fact that we're coming into winter time, but I'm spending less money. My payroll, I'm just paying myself now, and occasionally some part-time people. So that is also a huge advantage. Less payroll, and it's all relative. Some people want to grow and scale and buy a bunch of equipment, buy a bunch of trucks, and I guess right now with me having kids and wanting to be around, I don't desire that anymore. I just want to make a little good living and go home to my kids. But going back to the assets, I have an excavator and a skid steer. Here's my excavator. Actually, just one of the lines that go from one injector to another injector. In between there's like a hairline crack, and it was spitting out diesel fuel. This machine has been trusty. This was the first machine I ever bought when I got started about 6.5, almost 7 years ago now. I love this machine, and she's used. She's used and abused, but she's a great machine. 100%. I'm not getting rid of it. Does need some work, does need some TLC, but I'm keeping that one. I am thinking about, and I use this machine pretty much almost on every job, but I'm thinking about selling my skid steer. These are great machines. They're very usable, very versatile. I also have a 4-in-1 bucket. It's a bucket that opens and closes like to grab stuff. But I've noticed since I've scaled back on my to smaller jobs and just doing more traditional erosion control style jobs, and got away from some of the bigger like landscaping and grading and dirt moving jobs, I haven't been using my skid steer very much. And right now these things are depreciating. Obviously almost all assets depreciate in the form of like motors and wheels and stuff like that. Very few of those go up in value. Skid steers, they hold their value very well, especially this is a Caterpillar. This is a 2013, so it's one of the last years before they added emissions equipment to them. So these have done very well for holding their value. But it's like a $25,000 bill just laying on the ground, sitting there depreciating day by day. I was very lucky. I bought this before the COVID boom, so I basically can sell this thing for what I bought it for, and I've had it for almost 3 years now, give or take. So that's awesome. I'm thinking I sell that, I put that money in the bank. I'm not gonna run out and buy a bunch more stuff. I've basically decided that the computer store, if it can't self-sustain with what I've originally invested, which I'd say it's hard to say, because actual cash investment has only been a couple $1,000s. But if we include all the hardware and stuff that I previously had, because I brought all my inventory from like the GPU mining farm and computers that I had built previously, it's a fairly heavy investment actually. North of 10,000. I'd say, I don't know if it'd be 20,000, but I have boxes and boxes of hardware and GPUs and cables. So my investment in the store, cash wise, less than 5,000, but in assets or liabilities, I guess technically GPUs are liabilities. They're not assets. Assets grow in value, liabilities go down. Anyway, we're not getting on all that verbiage, but try not to get too long-winded, but just be straight up with you guys. I'd say between 10 to 15,000 in items. So maybe about 20,000 in so far into the store, and we haven't even launched yet. I know it's expensive to launch. It's expensive to open a store. It's expensive to run a store. You shouldn't expect to make a profit in any short period of time. Blah 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 blah. I get all that. So that's why I'm scaling down one company, selling off some stuff I don't need, putting some money in the bank. That way I can weather out hard months. We don't have to make a lot of money. We can still do some of my small jobs over with my construction stuff. And then we can hang out at the computer shop and do some small jobs over there, and hopefully pass off some really good deals by buying stuff for a good deal and then selling it for a good deal. That's my big thing. I've ran into so many people and they're just like, oh my God, I bet you're going to be scalping people. And it's just like, in this market, scalping people wouldn't even work because the prices have gone down so far. So if you're not giving a good value and a good product for a good value, people just aren't going to buy it. And I've already had really good luck selling what I've made so far. And it's not new to me because a lot of people are like, oh my God, you're getting into, a whole different market. If you rewind or you've watched me for a while, I've done builds in the past, and I used to sell computers out of my house for years. That was kind of always one of my side gigs. But when I moved over here, I lived in a camper for a while. I just didn't have the space or the availability of time and that kind of thing. And then when we built our new place, we got 2 little kids. My wife doesn't want random people coming over to the house. And I agreed with her. I was like, you know what? Separating business and pleasure, business and home life, it needs to happen. And my little side gig turned from a side gig into a business because unfortunately or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, I'm involved on social media in a couple forms and fashions. And whenever you do that, you open yourself up to a world of awesome people and weirdos. There's a lot less weirdos than awesome people, but unfortunately, it's those couple bad apples that ruin it for the rest. Almost 99% of you guys that watch my videos are amazing. I love reading the comments. I love talking to you guys. I can't wait to meet more of you. I've already had a couple come into the shop, and we've done some business, and it's been awesome. I really do enjoy that part of it, and I can't wait to expand on that. But man, there's a couple out there that are just honestly scary. Obviously, I live in the South. I got a security system, and I have a personal security device that gets carried on me at all times. My wife carries a personal security device. So, we're not necessarily afraid, but we're prepared. Don't ever want to use it. Hope she never has to use it. So that's why we just don't want to introduce those situations and increase our percentage of something like that happening. So keeping people away from the house, good to go. Keeping randoms away from my kids, that's a good thing. Having a little, business or retail shop to do that at, yeah, that was kind of the big step. So a lot of people keep asking me, when am I going to officially open? And I think for tax reasons, the business is going to officially open on January. I think we're going to shoot for basically like January 1st or January 2nd. I don't think we're going anywhere for New Year's, so I'll be in town. Definitely. And you know what? We're 14 minutes in on this video, and I apologize. But guys, I want you to know, if you're local or if you're even willing to drive a little bit to come out here, depending on if you're far away, and I'm sorry if you guys are like multiple hours away and you just can't make it. I understand. I will be shipping some stuff online, but as for like the grand opening, we're going to have like a little party. I talked to the landlord, and she's totally okay with me bringing a grill and setting up outside and grilling out. But I want to have some door prizes. I want to have some giveaways and that kind of thing. I got some people that are going to help me out with setting up a grill and having free food. But basically I want I want to kind of give back, and I don't know if it's going to be a monthly thing, but I'd love to love to offer some stuff. So I'm going to be putting together a build. I'm going to do a build and show that off, and then that's going to be a giveaway. I might do like a tiered setup, like 3 systems, like a super low entry level, a mid range, and then a high end. And then we have like 3 different drawings on those on like the grand opening day. So that way, you know, people can come in, maybe get a ticket. I don't know exactly how we're going to do it. I want to be within the letter of the law. I know you can't sell raffle tickets. That's technically illegal. So I'm not looking to like earn money and make money off of people. I just want to give back, especially on opening day. Just get people in the door, show them what we got going on, and do some awesome stuff. So if you guys got any ideas for that, I definitely think I'm going to be giving away some systems. I'll show off those builds here in time on the YouTube channel. Definitely want to be giving away some t-shirts. I don't know if I'm going to end up making hats or not. I feel like hats are just one of those things. It's like some people wear them, some people don't. A lot of them get shelved. So I'm definitely going to make some t-shirts. We're going to be giving away t-shirts. We're going to be giving away those systems. We'll also do, I even thought about getting one of those wheels, and, you know, like everybody comes in and everybody can, you know, spin the wheel one time and it has like some random stuff on it. But like giving away some graphics cards, giving away some like SSD drives, some stuff that I have a lot of inventory in. And stuff that won't, you know, it's not going to hurt me if I say, you know, oh, we're going to door prize, like first person in the door gets a, I don't know, 4060 or 3070 or something like that. And then, you know, second person in gets a blah, 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 and up to the first like 10 people or whatever. Yeah. So anyway, I'm getting off on a tangent. So I guess this is just me kind of being like, I am going all in on the computer shop, but I'm technically not, you know, because I'm diversified not only in my income, but I'm diversified in where my funds are coming. Well, I guess that is income. I'm diversified in my income, and I'm diversified in the fact that, well, I guess that's income too. I was gonna say, because my wife's got, you know, 2 jobs. She's part-time on one thing, and then she works at home from another. But yeah, so don't worry about me, guys. I'm doing good. Because a lot of people seem like super concerned about me opening up this computer shop and it just completely being a flop. And I know we got some, we have some fans of the channel that watch every single video, and they actually comment multiple times on every single video, and it blows my mind, because the trolls are just, they're awesome in a sense that they're literally some of your most loyal watchers, and they get you views on like every single thing. But there's been and it's almost comical now, because there's been some that are just, and like every single video, your shop's gonna flop, your shop's gonna flop. Well, I'm setting it up in a way that I'm not gonna say never, but man, it really shouldn't flop. We shouldn't have any issues, especially not with the connections that we've made so far. And I'm just really looking forward to having a good time with you guys. So we're at 18 minutes. I didn't mean for it to get this long, but I do have a guy coming to look at buying this machine, and it just made me think about, you know, maybe I should take you guys a little bit behind the scenes. So hopefully this machine will be gone, and I'll be having some cashola in my hand here soon. But even if it doesn't, it's not a big deal. I just don't want to stop bidding big jobs, end up not using that machine, and it end up sitting there and depreciating even more. Because if we ain't using it to make money, it needs to get on out of here. Kind of like those other trucks. If we ain't using those, if we're not driving them and putting people in them to make money, we need to get them on out of here. I'm kind of, and this might go along with like GPU mining. I'm slightly a little bit of a hoarder. And you can tell me, guys, if you're a GPU miner, it kind of like goes with the territory. Like, oh, we're gonna keep that and keep this and keep that. And I used to be bad about the boxes. Oh my God, I had so many GPU boxes. I was keeping boxes to GPUs that I didn't even have. And when I moved this last time, I was just kind of like, you know what, we're purging. We are purging boxes. Because I had literally like totes and totes full of empty boxes. So I think that hoarding transcends just GPUs, and I was hoarding trucks. There's no need for me to hoard equipment. If something does come along and it's some super profitable, awesome, amazing job, because I was talking to a couple of my buddies and they're like, man, if you sell it, what if you know, this job pops up or that job? And if it's that good of a job, then I'll just go rent a machine. And if it doesn't pay for a rental, then it's not that good of a job. You know what I mean? I'll still have my other machine. I'm not selling that one. So, man, is my screen dirty? There we go. But yeah, so I'm ready to get back to some of my hobbies as well. And I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, you're starting a company. It's hard to do anything. But on the weekends, I want to get back to my cars. Haven't touched these things in like months. I got to put this one back together. That one over there just needs some TLC. But yeah. I think a little ADD got a hold of me and we spiraled off track here. But anyway, I wish you guys well. While I'm waiting on that guy to get here, I guess I'm going to go back into the back and start packing up some more GPUs. Because, gosh, I got more. It's always funny because I posted a couple videos on, like, TikTok. By the way, I have a TikTok page now. I'm a TikToker. But, you know, what's up, TikTok crew? But I'll put my TikTok down below in the description if you want to follow that kind of stuff. It's just like small little tidbits and stuff that doesn't end up making it over on YouTube. But I've had some people like, oh my God, he put all his inventory in the display case. Is that all he has? And it's just like, I have boxes of GPUs sitting up at my house. And then I still have, you know, there's a rig down there. There's a rig down there. All these motherboards. I guess that's pretty much it in here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12. 1, 2, 6, 8. That's 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Oh, so we only have like 25 or so more GPUs in here. So we're almost cleaned out. But then we have a ton of these motherboards. I am going to be bringing those in the store. We're going to be selling those cheap, those mining motherboards. So if you do want those, we're going to be making some deals here soon. I don't know if I'm going to end up doing anything. So, oh, that was another thing. Some people ask me, oh, you're going to have any Black Friday sales? I don't know if I'm going to be, I don't think and don't know if I'm going to be officially open for Black Friday. So it's kind of hard to have Black Friday sales if I'm not open. You know what I mean? So socket set. Need to put that up. But I'd love to, like, you know, liquidate some stuff and be like, you know, heck, I'd probably let a lot of those go for like, you know, $10 for those mining motherboards, including the RAM. Like, just get them on out of here. But I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. We're at 23 minutes. All right, I'm cutting this off. Later, guys. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.